Oh man, where to begin? Welcome everybody, my name is Misty / Chronexia, or rather it's Mathieu Brunel. This video is not meant for all my subscribers. As a matter of fact, it's not even meant for like half of them. It's actually targeted towards my actual fan of myself, my personality, my character. If you want to know a little about me, I'll try to make this as quick as possible, as short as I can, but it's probably going to drag on for a little while, so I apologize for the time it's going to take for this. Several years ago, I'm actually French-Canadian. I speak French all the time, and about 10 years ago, like probably a lot of teenagers, I had a terrible time in high school. So I kind of shut down, well, not really shut down, I kind of isolated myself and I started working on a novel, and that was like 11 years ago. I started writing and eventually it became really a hardcore passion of mine to just write that story. Hello kitty, want to say hi to the camera? Hi. Don't worry, I'm not super sad. So about 11 years ago, I started writing that story, which had my heart and soul in it. It was everything I liked about an story. Like, when you watch an anime, you're mostly in it for the story. Like, the art, the animation can all be spiffy, but if these stories suck, the anime is gonna suck. And I've been watching anime for several years, so that book that I wrote was heavily influenced by many shows, but I just like took all the stuff that I liked from various things and put it together into one story that I thought was the best shit ever. And to this day, I still believe it is the best shit ever seen. So I wrote the book, that was the first one, and then I made a trilogy of it. So I made the second book and then a third book. Writing was a hobby. I was hoping to turn it into a full-time job, but hey, being a writer is not what pays the bill at the end of the day. So I kept it on the down low for the most part. It was a hobby, so I liked doing that. I was writing. And eventually I got approached by a company called Blurb, and what they do is that it's basically a self-publishing website, and together with them I was able to publish my book in French. So it's like, in French it's 333 page, something like that, and I was overcome with joy. Like, people could actually get my book, but it's a self-publication website, so unless you promote it head on, it's not gonna appeal to a lot of people because they won't know about it. And I was fine with that. I mean, for my friends, for the people who like my stuff, they could get it in French. And one day I talked about it on my channel, saying that I had a book written in French, and a lot of people really wanted me to do the translation in English, which is what I bring you today. This is the Chronexia and the Eighth Seal. It is the novel that I've poured my sweat, tears, and blood in it. I truly believe it's one hell of an amazing story, but I cannot force you to buy it. And this is kind of where I want to slightly promote myself. I know this is selling stuff to you guys, which are usually coming to watch my video for self-entertainment, which is absolutely fine. Everything that I do, everything that I've always done was meant to be intended to be free. This is not the case. I'll get into the monetary details later on. However, this book is now available for sale on the Blurb website. It could have been on Amazon. The problem is, if it was on Amazon, Amazon takes a a cut of the whole thing, so it would amp up the price by like $7. Plus, you'll still have to pay for shipping. So it's not really something that I wanted to do. However, this book, sorry, this is like my proudest achievement that I've ever done. If you want to know where my name Misty / Chronexia comes from, this is it. This is the character. This one here, it's Misty, with the pigtail and everything, and this other girl here is Chronexia. If you want to go into the specific, then you'll have to read the book. I hope it can interest you enough to actually buy it. And the story, if you want a resume of it, it's about an elite team that was the defender of a planet called Mana, and there was a bad guy, let's call it that, that was all set out to destroy the planet, and they had to stop him. 25 years later, the bad guy comes back and he starts abducting all the members of that elite team. It's now up to the kids of these elite people to go and rescue them. On the way, the main character called Tom, he tags along with his best friend since his childhood, Misty, which learned that if she does accomplish certain trial, she would be able to become a goddess. And that leads into one thing and another. It's a book about adventure, action. There's seriously all the kind of topics you could enjoy from a story. If you want sappy romance, there's a bit of it. If you want adventure challenge, plot twists, cliffhangers, there's a heap ton of those. And every chapter ends on a high note, so you want to read more of it. And honestly, I think it's one of the best work that has ever been done, and it's probably me just tooting my own horn. And maybe if you read it and you're not into that kind of stuff, you'll probably find it boring, and that's fine too. However, to me, that is probably the best story that has ever seen the day. Now, obviously, this book, like I said, it doesn't come cheap. We tried the best we could to make it as affordable as possible, but it's still it's like 390 pages. It's a work of fiction. A book of fiction normally comes out at $18, maybe like $22, $25 sometimes. Talking about US dollars, obviously. We made the book as cheap as $14.81, so $14.81. We wanted to take in consideration that a lot of you have to order it online, and that requires a price of shipping. If you live in the States, the shipping will be like $3, $4, depending on where you live in the States. If you live in the recluse part of the world, it's a little bit more expensive. If you live in Australia, then maybe you'll pay a tiny bit more for it. I apologize for that. I can't control the fee of shipping, so that's why we try to make the book as cheap as possible. For a brand new book, $14, well, for almost $15 is pretty dirt cheap. So I hope this can somewhat influence you into getting it. And there's also the factor that, like I said earlier, all my content has always been intended to be put free. What usually pays my rent and my bills at the end of the week is the ads that most of you have to sit through. Some of you use ad blocks. I do not care if you do. It's fine, like seriously, you can all start using ad blocks. I don't mind about that. But if you truly like my content and you want to, I don't know, encourage me into doing something that I love, getting this book would definitely be something that could reward me from all the stuff that you may have enjoyed throughout the years that I've done. Or just like as a thank you, just getting this book means a lot to me, because like I said, back to the money thing, I wrote the book in French, and it didn't cost a penny to make it. Like the company, like they put a fee on the actual material cost and the manufacturing, and they put a fee on that, and then that's all we had to pay for the first book, in French, obviously. In English, it wasn't that simple. I had to get an artist, which is Thunderdraw. He has a channel if you want to check it out. He does amazing stuff. He did the cover that you can see here, as well as the back cover. He did an amazing job in record time. And obviously that wasn't free. I had to pay for that. I had to pay for the translator, because while my English, as I believe it, I think it's good, it's not perfect enough to be book material. So we had to work with a translator. And if you're not aware, translating fees are goddamn expensive. Normally, for an average price would be like 15 cents per word. That'd be average. So all in all, I had to pay from my pocket. Let's say adding everything together is 6,000. So it's a lot of money that I had to put on faith and believe that this would somewhat sell a little, because I know a lot of people wanted to see the novel in English, and like I said, I believe in the story enough to tell you that this is good enough to guarantee like $6,000 of comeback. From that point onward, it's all up to you guys if you want to get the book or not. It's all depending on you. So I'm vouching for it. It's amazing. If you like time travel and stories that relates around time, like something that happens in the very beginning will have an impact later, and it goes out throughout all 3 books. So when you finish reading the book for the first time, if you read it again, you'll see all the small details that you might have overlooked on the first time, and everything that happened has a purpose. So I'm sorry if this gets somewhat emotional. This is really something that I've been working really hard for the last years. I don't know. I probably told you everything that I can at this point. You've probably already made your mind about it. The link to buy the book will be available in the description down below. I'll also leave the link for the French version if you'd rather read it in French. As far as the technical aspect of the story, I'd say it's targeted towards a teenage audience. So from the age of maybe 12 to 25, if you read this, I guarantee you're gonna have a blast. And there's a lot of it's a good story for learning new words, and without it being too pompous. Like it's good knowledge at the same time, because there's a lot of medical stuff. There's a bunch of, like I said, it touched so many topics that you're bound to find something that you're gonna like in it. And hopefully this can be enough to interest you, to pique your interest. And thank you guys for your time, seriously. And last detail, I have a second copy that I am going to give in a giveaway. And I have a Twitter account that I've been having for quite a while, and I never really mention it, so I'm gonna use the occasion to kind of promote my Twitter at the same time. If you guys follow me on Twitter, later on I'm gonna put like a share this tweet, and for the people who are gonna share it, I'll pick someone random and I'll give them a free copy of the book. So thank you so much for your time. I have more anime related stuff coming out. This is just one thing on its own. get ready, this book is gonna be promoted in a crap ton of stuff, so you'll probably be tired of seeing about it. I'm sorry if it's the case. It's just something that really matters to me, and I hope that you can understand that part. So thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you guys very soon next time.